Hello everyone. We have Sahithya today for talking a little bit about Bharatanjali. And welcome Sahithya.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, and we have a few questions for you. Are you ready for that?
Yep.
Lovely. Okay, so the first question is, what's inspired you to start learning Bharatanatyam?
So I actually saw a bunch of older dancers start dancing, and I thought that was really cool. So I also wanted to try it.
Mhm.
Also, I really like the idea of performing on stage for other people and just dressing up, wearing the jewelry. I think it sounded really fun to me when I was young, so that's what got me in at first.
That's lovely. So how old were you when you started learning Bharatanatyam, and do you remember your first class?
I actually started when I was 6 or 7 years
Mhm.
old, and then I stopped a little bit. I did it for a couple months, and then I really started again when I was about 13 years old, and then I continued.
You continued
now.
dancing.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love that. Okay. So what keeps you going through all these tough rehearsals?
I think really just being around other people, being able to do a production with a bunch of other people is really nice because, everyone keeps you energized. And I also really like dancing. I think there's always something to focus on when you're dancing.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's always like fresh and new when you dance.
Yes, perfect. So a little bit about your Bharatanjali experience and in the past couple of months. What was the most challenging part while you were preparing for Bharatanjali?
I think the most challenging part in terms of dancing would be like stamina, but
Mhm.
after that, also like figuring out kind of the details of the dance and how to keep improving and making it better. I think that was the hardest part.
Yes, yes, you have to remember a lot of things, right?
Yeah, that too.
A lot of cues, a lot of things. So what is the item you're the most excited to or nervous to perform on stage?
I'm actually really excited and nervous to perform our last piece, the Lana.
Salana?
I think it's actually really fun and exciting. It's really fast. A lot of the jatis in there are really fun to perform. I think it's my favorite, but it is the last piece, so it really needs to end on a high note, and I want to do it justice when I dance.
Yes, love a good Talana. Well, yeah, perfect. Do you have any bloopers or any funny moments during your whole rehearsal process?
I think it's always been fun, but recently I remember a moment we actually get into a pose and one of my friends stands behind me, and when she was, getting into the pose, she actually kicked me, so I almost like toppled over, and it was really funny. Yeah.
I was hearing about like, oh, people falling down, so maybe this was one of them. Okay, cool. As a dancer, who is preparing for Bharatanjali and for the long hours of practice, how do you manage school, exams, social life, dance together?
I think it's really about time management. I think just figuring out and planning your schedules right, but oftentimes it doesn't always work out like that. So sometimes it's just about like sacrificing and deciding what's your priority at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So it helped you prioritize.
So I think it depends. So when I had school, if an assignment was immediate, that would be what I would concentrate on. And then like if I had dance class that weekend, it would be dance that I would practice.
Yeah.
And if I had free time, I would go hang out with friends. Yeah.
True. Okay, so what did you learn about yourself all through this Bharatanjali journey?
I think I've gained some confidence in my like resilience. I think I've really managed my time well, and I've really like put all my work through, and I've gone through the Bharatanjali, and I'm like performing. So yeah, I'm just kind of proud of myself for getting through all of it.
That's true. Though you learn a lot about your resilience through the whole process.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So now let's talk a little bit about moving forward post Bharatanjali. That is. So where do you see yourself and your practice in the future?
So currently I'm going to university at UBC for engineering. So I do think a lot of things are going to change for me in my life. So I want to first like, find some structure in my life, but I definitely do plan on getting back to doing dance. I really like it. I definitely want to do performances here and there because I've just learned a bunch of new pieces. So it'd be really cool if I could perform it next year.
That's lovely. And how do you think that this journey is going to stay with you in the future?
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot working with the team, learning how to, as I mentioned before, like time management, and then figuring out how to fix my dance. I've grown, through my dance skills as well. And I think it's just a really fun memory, getting to spend like a whole month with my friends. It's really nice.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so now some rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do it. What's your go-to post rehearsal snack?
I actually really like this Costco granola bar that I always eat. I think Kavya eats it too.
Yes, the granola bars are amazing.
Yeah, I'm always eating it, so that's my favorite.
Love that. Okay, do you have a favorite costume color?
Favorite costume color? I would say our pink and purple costume we're actually going to wear for the performance. So that's my favorite one that we have. We also have a yellow sari, but I like the color yellow. I think it's a nice color.
Is that your favorite color?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. One word your friends would use to describe you as a dancer?
I think graceful. They also said it's really like sparkful and really nice. So
oh, that's amazing. All right, math test or a Bharatanatyam rehearsal?
Ooh, I don't know. I think it depends on what math it is. I feel like it kind of depends on how hard the test is. But I would rather be at dance class than doing a math test.
True, agree. Finish the sentence for us. Bharatanatyam makes me feel.
I think alive. I think a lot. I always feel very like engaged when I'm dancing and very in the moment. I feel like it's really nice to have something to just focus on and not worry about other things. So yeah, it's really fun.
That is lovely. Thank you so much, Sahithya.
Thank you.